All right, so I just wanted to hop on real quick and do a quick review. Sorry, the lighting's getting of these Apothékary products. A few weeks ago, I came across an ad, I think on Instagram, for this brand called Apothékary. I think that's how you say it. And it had like different powders that you would mix in like water or smoothies or things like that that are supposed to be kind of like natural. I don't know, what do you call it? Just like kind of medicinal, kind of powders from things from natural sources that are supposed to have like medicinal properties. And I got like a whole set. I'm planning to do a video on it at some point, but I haven't been using them regularly enough, I think, to be able to give a good review to see if it's like working or not. So I'll do that sometime in the future. But this was kind of something separate that I ordered, and I honestly I don't know if it's worth my time to do this, but I think this is like a special seasonal type thing that they have that I signed up for. So they have this option, and I think it's a seasonal kind of special shipment that they do. So like it sounds like every season they'll have something special that's not normally on their products list. And so that was this. And so I guess this was like winter of 2022. And it's called Rose Colored Glasses. And so it's got this powder that is supposed to be, it says mood booster and anxiety support. And basically, I think on the website, I wish it had some stuff on here. I should have brought like, it had a whole like insert that came with it, but I don't have that with me right here. But I think it was kind of a winter thing because it's supposed to, it's a mood booster, and so it's supposed to help with like seasonal depression and things like that. And so that was kind of how it was sold. And I normally don't like colorful things. Like if you've seen some of my other videos, I'm super into like black, white, gray, neutral colors. But for some reason, I like these pastel colors, and I like the packaging. All of their other bottles actually do have mostly black and white, like lettering and labeling, and the packaging comes in these glass bottles, and they've got metal lids. And so this, I don't think that the company actually makes this themselves, but it looks like they partnered with this company called Goodmylk to have this special product to put with it, and it is a vegan, plant-based oat milk creamer, latte creamer. And so in the little booklet that came with this, they have some different suggestions on how to use it. I think they even had like suggestions on how to bake with it, but I've just been going with the one that's like the simplest, and that is to so it says add 1 teaspoon of blend and 1 tablespoon of oat milk creamer to a mug. Pour 6 ounces of hot water into mug and froth to combine. And also down here, I just want to point out, it says vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, cruelty-free, made in the USA, and a women-owned company. Does that focus? But yeah, so there seems to be a lot of positives to it. Whether or not this stuff actually works, I can't speak to that. But I can speak to the flavor and a couple other things. And actually, I need to go get my teaspoon real quick and show you that. Okay, so yeah, I'm glad I brought this. Because I wanted to talk about this because this set actually came with this little scoop. And that was one thing, because I'd bought the other stuff before I bought this, my other bottles of different things. And one thing that I struggled with was those bottles, I have the smaller versions, and it was like hard to like, you couldn't just like put a teaspoon in there. Like it wouldn't fit, a regular teaspoon wouldn't fit in there. And so like I don't even know if a quarter teaspoon would fit in the opening. And so I knew they sold this on the site, but I didn't order it with it. But I was happy to see that it came with this set, and I've been using it with my other scoops. So I would recommend like seeing if there's a set that comes with this, because I think some of the kits do, if you buy like a full set. So yeah, but I would, if it doesn't, I would recommend getting this scoop. Or there's probably other scoops out there around your, but I didn't really have anything around my house besides like a knife or whatever. But this is, for these bottles specifically, this works really well, and I like how it works. And So yeah, so a couple things I want to talk about. So, you know, I've just kind of been following the directions. So it says 1 teaspoon of this, 1 tablespoon of the creamer, and I've gotten away from like measuring things correctly. I used to be kind of like anal about that kind of thing. Like if I followed a recipe, I had to try to be like perfect or whatever. But with a lot of this, I've just been kind of like, I don't know if this is a teaspoon. I'm assuming it's a teaspoon, and so I just get it however full I feel like. Sometimes I get it like pretty. You can get it pretty stacked up, and sometimes I don't know. It's just kind of like my mood. But I feel like this is kind of like an average. It's probably like a teaspoon, right? So put that in here. And with the oat milk creamer, I'm not really sure like how many of these is equivalent to a tablespoon. So I just do like, I don't know, 3 or 4. But I just want to read on the back, on the side here. It says, our oat milk latte creamer is made using only real food ingredients, no binders, gums, stabilizers, or preservatives. Due to the purity of the ingredients, you may see clumping of the product in your jar. Don't worry, once added to water and froth, it will whip into a delicious and creamy Apothékary / Goodmylk latte. So, and it has the same instructions on here. And it has some nutrition facts. But here, so I will just show you what it looks like. Like, I mean, it definitely doesn't look like regular creamer. I mean, it does kind of look a little bit like blended up oats. So yeah, that's how it looks. And then I just will scoop out a couple of big scoops. Like, I know those are really big, but I guess my thought process is like, if I'm using these two together, this jar is pretty huge compared to this jar, and so I figure I can get away with using a lot more of this. And so there, I don't know how many I did, but just a few. And then also the same thing with the water. I don't really measure it out, I just kind of put it in here, and this has already been heated. So I'm just gonna pour some inside, and I wonder if I can show you. Let's see. So whenever I just poured it in, it's like a pink color. And then I actually bought a frother. I didn't own one before I started getting these products, and so I bought one off of Amazon. And I will say I really like it in terms of mixing, because before I was just trying to like stir it up. I think I even got like a hand blender out, you know, like a whisk type of thing, and it was just kind of annoying. And so like if you're gonna make homemade lattes, I would recommend getting one of these. And with the Apothékary products, I don't really, right now I haven't been making a lot of smoothies. I honestly feel like for me, like taking the powders, it would be more practical for me to put them in smoothies, but I haven't been making smoothies, so I've just been putting them in my coffee, and they don't mix very well with water. And I saw some of the reviews, some of them said some of them mix better than others. I'm not finding it mixing well with water, so I could see it being more practical to, like, I'll have to be constantly stirring my coffee, because when I get down to the bottom of the coffee, it's all settled down there. And I haven't noticed like extremely strong flavors with any of them, but I'm also just I'm having them with coffee. So I know I'm rambling, but like maybe if I was trying each of them individually, like with just water, I could have more of the sense of the flavor, but I haven't noticed any like really bad powering flavors. And to be honest, it's been like a couple weeks since I've used this, and this does have a little bit of a flavor, but it's not bad. But I'll try it again and let you know what it's like. But yeah, so I'll take my frother and just stick it in there, froth it up. I don't even know if I'm using this frother correctly, but I will say I've seen other people use frothers with like actual, like other types of actual creamers and milk and stuff, and this does not get like frothy like that I can tell. I don't know, maybe I'm using too much water, but I haven't gotten like a massive froth with this, I will just say that. But at least it's mixed. All the powder and everything is mixed up. So yeah, I mean, not really a lot of froth. Maybe I should use more of that creamer stuff, but yeah, that's how it comes out. And I think, let me give it a taste. It's probably kind of hot though. But yeah, let me give it a taste. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like tea tasting, which I'll be honest, like I don't feel like this is as much of a creamer, like from what you think of like a standard creamer. But I mean, the drink itself isn't bad. It's like if you're someone who likes to sip on tea or whatever, then I mean, it has an okay taste. But I feel like you'd have to put like a whole lot of this stuff in here to really get like the feeling of it being a latte. But I don't know, that's just it. I was about to mix this up and thought I'd do a review. Overall, I would say I personally have not been able to tell a difference from the products, but I haven't been using them regularly. But I will say one thing that I do like is I love their packaging. And I don't know, it just feels, even if it doesn't actually boost my mood, I like having something that if I'm kind of like in a bad mood, it's something that's pretty that I can be like, all right, I need a break, go in my kitchen, mix up, a cup of this and feel like I've got my life together because I'm making lattes. But I don't know, like that's just as far as like if whatever's in this actually, let me see, what is it? I don't know how to pronounce some of this stuff. Some sort of seed, maca, I've heard of that, hawthorn berry, beetroot, hibiscus, rose, and organic, some sort of powder. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can say is it makes me happy having it. It makes me happy mixing it up. If it's actually doing something within my body to make me happy, I don't know. I can't say that, but it doesn't taste bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it tastes like amazing, but if you want like a little seasonal gift to yourself, and you have the money for it, because this was kind of expensive. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but if you have the money for it and you want something to kind of gift yourself, and you like teas and natural herbal things like that, then I would recommend. But to be honest, like it's definitely not like a necessity. I think I got the seasonal subscription, so I think I'm gonna keep it going and see what else comes like the rest of the year. But to be honest, I'm not sure that I would spend the amount of money to like regularly get any of the other powders or whatever. I think the seasonal thing is kind of nice, but in terms of like using those other powders daily, I don't feel like I personally notice enough of a difference that I would keep getting them daily. But there's a few of them. I've been using 2 of them regularly, like every day in my coffee. And then there's some more that I haven't been using. It's sort of like a nighttime sort of thing, and I haven't been using that. So I may try using those at some point and seeing if they have more of an effect. But that's just kind of my opinion right now. So take it or leave it. Take whatever you want from it. And I guess I'm just kind of like in the middle on this. There are definitely some benefits, but it's also pretty expensive. So, yeah, I guess that's all I got.